Hi, I'm Tom Shane, third-generation owner at Shane Company. As a family jewelry business for almost 100 years, we are known for doing right by our customers. Our legacy of integrity depends on it. Here are 3 things we never do. We never cut corners. Our engagement rings are made to high-quality standards, and we stand behind them with our all-inclusive free lifetime warranty. We never buy diamonds without seeing them in person. We travel to the source, eliminate the middleman, and get first pick of the most beautiful stones. Then negotiate the price on your behalf. We never try to trick you on price. We don't mark up the rings just to mark them down and call it a sale. We offer true value from the start, so you get the best price every time. At Shane Company, we put you first because a friend always has your back. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Orthopedic care. At Abrazo Health, we believe these 2 words are better together. When joint pain postpones a walk with friends or halts a weekend hike, recruit our orthopedic physicians, surgeons, and physical therapists to join your team. From our minimally invasive advanced technology designed to improve patient outcome to our comprehensive rehabilitation program, start your journey to a pain-free life. Find your partner in care at abrazohealth.com/orthopedics.
To 15-year-old Harper, buying an $80 vintage rock t-shirt is a great investment. To Harper's mom, this logic has a few holes in it. So she helped Harper open a Wells Fargo Clear Access banking account. With no overdraft fees and tools to track spending, Harper's learning, one heavy metal tee at a time. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Terms apply. Visit wellsfargo.com/deposit disclosures for fees and details.
The KDUS AM 1060 app is brought to you by Law Bear Auto Accident Attorneys. Hurry to lawbear.com.
That's lawbear.com. The bear has your back.
It's the lunch break.
Wednesday edition of the lunch break. KDUS AM 1060, streaming on the free KDUS AM 1060 app, and you can watch us on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. Chris Schubert, producer Evan with you here today on the program for the next 2 hours. A lot of baseball to dive into because not only do we have to react to what happened last night, Diamondbacks are in the middle, technically towards the back third of the finale of their series in Pittsburgh. So I'll have that game to react to today here on the show as well. Some stuff from Cardinals training camp. And yes, a dueling draft here on a Wednesday. Producer Evan.
Speaking of problems.
How are you, my friend?
I am good. A lot of baseball going on today. Been watching that in the morning meeting. I'm ready for a great show. We're a day closer to football.
Day closer to football, day closer to the MLB trade deadline. Still not convinced that everybody knows the trade deadline is Monday. Rob, did you send the memo out? Does everybody know?
It is getting to that scary point where, like, why has nobody made a trade yet? I'd be alarmed.
That's where I'm at right now. I'm a little troubled by the inactivity. But we're actually going to talk about this again today because a pair of results just in last night's slate of games changed the dynamic again for the MLB trade deadline. Minnesota and San Diego. And that's just 2 examples. And so we'll give you the latest on where things stand as we now move to within 5 days of Major League Baseball's trade deadline, and it is mostly quiet, and it does feel like the pressure is building, and this thing's going to spill over. The water is slowly coming to a boil, but once it boils, it's going to overflow the pot, is what it feels like. Now, Producer Evan, I'm a little surprised. There seems to be a lot of frustration after last night. There seems to be a lot of concern after last night. I'm looking right here. The Diamondbacks won the game. What are y'all worried about?
Time for our top story of the day. It's the Daily Special.
Oh, yeah, put it on there. Put it on the Meltdown Mountain. A 6-run lead evaporated last night for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Evaporated. 3 in the 8th, 3 in the 9th. A blown save by Paul Sewald. The Diamondbacks go to extras. They score just one in the 10th. Then in the 11th, they do the thing where you don't score. Thought that was going to be it right there. And then they win it in the 12th. Shout out to Carrillo, Geraldo Carrillo, the rookie, saving the Diamondbacks bacon last night, perhaps saving their season last night. Because instead of us coming in here today talking about a meltdown that led to a 4th straight loss, a guaranteed Series L to a playoff foe in the Pittsburgh Pirates, instead, the Diamondbacks are playing their way into a series win in Pittsburgh, retaining their control of the 3rd and final spot in the National League wildcard. What a roller coaster ride that game was last night. Had no business going into extras, had no business winning that game by the skin of your teeth, no business winning that game that close. Should have comfortably won that game with the start that you got from Brandon Pfaadt last night, from the 6 runs that the offense put together. So even in a win, a lot of questions open up after last night's game. Some questions that we're going to try to get to the bottom of here today on the program. But top line, the Diamondbacks survived last night against the Pittsburgh Pirates.
I think survive is the best way to put it. Because, I mean, that 8th inning, that 9th inning are as catastrophic as they come. This was pretty much etched in stone at one point into the catastrophic tier of the Meltdown Mountain.
It was going to be the worst loss of the season.
It was going to be the worst loss of the season.
The context matters.
The context, given where it is, when it is. You lose 4 in a row in the middle of this stretch where you were able to get over the hump and be in a playoff spot. You do it to the Pirates, and it just all felt like it was going to snowball last night. And then you score one in the 10th, you get through the 10th, and when they don't score in the 11th...
Oh, you know my rule on this.
Game is over. That's
right.
That's the kind of conversation you're having in your head is, this game's over. And, of course, they do score in the 12th and are able to win this game in 12 innings. And just a little shocked that they were able to win this game.
There's so many things coming out of this game, right? I mean, Brandon Pfaadt was great yesterday. Great. Best start we've seen of him since coming back from the injured list, since returning from the rotation, or from Reno, I should say, returning to the rotation. You have a 6-run lead in the final 2 innings. All the momentum shifts just like that. Your bullpen implodes, a meltdown that, would have been the worst loss of the season, and somehow you survive. And so we take it, we accept it for what it is, a key win at a key moment of the season. It's probably not a win they deserved with the way that they finished the 8th and the 9th, with the way the offense performed in extras, but they survived. They found a way. And it opens up all sorts of questions of, can Paul Sewald remain the closer? I'm sure all of you out there that were on the fence about this team buying, you're going to point to that last night as all the reasons to not buy because you don't think the team is good enough. They won the game last night. Maintained control of the 3rd and final spot for the National League wildcard race. They're in action right now. In the top of the 7th, they're leading 3-0. And this game in and of itself is drawing my attention because there's a question that I think could potentially get answered here as this game moves along. It has to do with who's going to pitch the 9th inning because right now this is a save situation. And Torey Lovullo opened the door last night just a little bit, not all the way. He didn't open the door entirely and invite us all in. Didn't say, hey, make yourself comfortable. But the door was open a little bit. We rang the doorbell, hey, you still thinking that Paul Sewald should be your closer? And instead of saying, oh, nobody's home, he opened the door just a little bit, left it open, just a crack. And now you don't get to answer that question until you're put in another save situation. And Paul Sewald, before last night, had 3 days off. I think with the importance of all of these games, if Paul Sewald is still the closer of this team, he will get into this game in a save situation because this game is important. This team's trying to hold on to a playoff spot. They're trying to put themselves in a position to buy. This is basically a playoff game today for this team. So we are going to treat this like a playoff game, I think, if you're Torey Lovullo. So if he's got Paul Sewald available, he's going to use him if he's his closer. So we'll get an answer to that here today, potentially.
He's certainly available today. That's really not the question. The question is, after blowing a 3-run save last night, are you really going to run him back out there? Back-to-back days.
I'm kind of hoping this game stays 3-0 so we get that answer.
So we get that answer.
I want to know.
I don't want them to be bailed out with like a not save situation where it's 4-0.
Right, or it's, 5-1 or 6-1 and they feel like they don't have to go to their closer. And, I think Jonathan Loaisiga would get the work today.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, too.
I'm interested.
It may be Loaisiga if it's 3-0.
Right, again, as this game plays out, and we'll react to more of this as the show moves along and as the game ends. So the show is going to, it's one of the rare days where the entire show is going to be a moving target as to what we do. I have a rundown in place.
We have a plan.
But we will adjust the plan accordingly. And as I say this to you, the Diamondbacks broadcast is rolling Torey Lovello's comments about Paul Sewald's role. Now, I believe these are from today. I don't know if they're from last night. But we'll see as this game moves along, as this game enters the bottom of the 7th. But the Diamondbacks, they survived last night. Michael called it a miracle over on the YouTube chat.
It is a miracle.
As they perhaps saved their season last night.
But you're going to need some of those if you want to get this team into the playoffs.
Eric says 2 nights in a row, botched plays by the first baseman, which really hurt the team. The play on Monday resulted in a loss. Yeah, Tyler Locklear bobbling the ball. He comes in as the pinch runner in, what was that, the 10th?
The 10th.
He gets thrown out at third. It gets overturned on the challenge. He scores and then bobbles the play in the 10th that allows the run to score to tie the game at 7.
It was a complete disaster.
It was a wild, from the 8th inning on. Because you're thinking to yourself, and I'll take you behind the curtain. It's 6-0 in the bottom of the 8th. I've got the game on, but it's one of those games where I'm like, all right, I can let's start working on some of the chores I got to do around the house.
I started doing the moving.
Right, you start your eye kind of wanders to what the rest of the evening might be able to provide.
Correct, especially with an earlier game like this in Pittsburgh.
Right, exactly. Diamondback said, no, you're gonna sit your butt right on the couch, and you're gonna be gripping.
You think you can walk away from this?
Yeah, you're gonna be gripping the edge of your seat for the final 2 innings, 3 innings of this game.
That's how they get you.
That's how they get you, and they win the game. They survive. They set themselves up for a chance to pick up a series win today. Somehow, some way, they get it done. And the MVP of the game last night is Geraldo Correa. I mean, as a rookie, to
come into that spot,
to that moment and deliver the zeros that the team needed, I mean, that's just, boy.
You couldn't find anybody to give you a 0.
Right. After the 8th inning, zeros were optional for the Diamondbacks bullpen. And he delivered what the team needed. And to be a rookie, to understand the moment, I mean, it's the biggest game so far of the season for the Diamondbacks. Again, every one of these games, with how tightly compact this wild card race is, every one of these games is going to feel like this. Every close game is going to feel like this. It's going to feel like a playoff game. Every loss is going to be a gut punch. Every win is going to feel like you punched your ticket to the playoffs. You punched your ticket to the World Series. That's what happens when you have a team that is in the thick of it the way the Diamondbacks are, and just how close this is going to be. I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to sound like a broken record. Nobody's running away with this thing. So every night is going to feel this way. Every night is going to feel like a do or die. Every night's going to feel like a patented producer Evan must-win game. It's going to feel like that. Even though there's an entire month of August, an entire month of September, you win last night. You're relieved, right? The breath of fresh air. You're like, oh, okay, they won the game. Immediately, you know what my brain said? They got to win today. My brain immediately went to, now you got to win the series. You survived. You found a way to win the game that you gave away. Meltdown.
Complete meltdown.
A day after we debated whether or not a game was a meltdown, there was no debate, no question mark. Meltdown, put it on the list. You win the game, you survive, you find a way. You got to capitalize. You got to take a series from this Pittsburgh team.
Now you're in the driver's seat. In what, the 7th?
It is the bottom of the 7th. Our guy Erod's still out there.
Yeah, he might throw a CG today.
He's at 88 pitches through 6 1/3. So I'll take the under on the complete game, but it is currently a shutout, so they may just go with him until.
I think you let him ride.
Well, it's a 3-0 game, right? If it's 6-0, I think it's different. You can let him ride, but it's a close game. You need every win. This is going to be a real test of Torey Lovello as a manager here today because he's going to have to navigate the final 7 outs of this one. 480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. We've also got you over on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. And as we said, we've got a plan for the show today. But we can rip it up at any point depending on how this game goes. We'll react to the game the moment it's over. We have some more thoughts on last night's game, Paul Sewald in particular. We'll get to it all here on the program, and we'd love to hear from you throughout the course of the day. When we come back, some cramping, some drops that have been captured on social media. Should we be worried about a slow start for Marvin Harrison Jr.? That's next, the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
It's the lunch break with Chris Schubert.
Jacoby Brissett, a rework deal that's going to pay him $15.5 million this year, guaranteed. This is a fine deal for the Arizona Cardinals. There is no such thing in sports as a bad one-year deal. Jacoby Brissett is a guy that is supposed to get them through this one season, help Mike LaFleur get off to a good start, and then he's going to pass that baton. Oh, by the way, the $15.5 million comes in lower than a bunch of other starters. So among starting quarterbacks, it's either at the bottom or it's close to the bottom.
Live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
It started with a smell, a weird one, funky, musty, like your gym shoes had a baby with hot queso. Good God. Hey, it's Audrey. And let me guess, you tried it yourself. Big mistake. You left residue, the dirt magnet. It's like putting chapstick on a cactus, just wrong. And in the Valley, if you don't have time for sticky carpets and weird smells and you're too busy surviving the 202 loop, Zero Res can handle it all. With carpets, tile, rugs, upholstery, and basically every surface in your home, they can all be Zero Resified. So it's time to call My Cleaning Pros. They actually just recently helped me with my move out clean and did an amazing job. This month only, get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $129 plus a free hallway and take $100 off your air duct cleaning. Schedule your appointment at ZeroResPhoenix.com or call 480-507-2419 and ask for the KDUS special. Spell it backwards or forwards, it spells the same. Zero Res.
Stained. Break the Cycle 25th Anniversary Tour. Featuring Seether. Stained. October 13th, Talking Stick Resort Amphitheater. With special guests, Hoobastank and Hinder. Tickets are on sale now at LiveNation.com. Part of the America First Credit Union Series.
Hi, I'm Tom Shane, third-generation owner at Shane Company. As a family jeweler for almost 100 years, we're known for doing right by our customers. Our legacy of integrity depends on it. We stand behind our engagement rings with our all-inclusive free lifetime warranty. We handpick the most beautiful diamonds, then negotiate for the best price. At Shane Company, we put you first because a friend always has your back. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Jim Rome here with your Rome Report. Darren Carlson joining us. I saw a report that the Sixers want to have him on the ball, playing the point, facilitating, and letting the other scorers get theirs. What do you think of that idea?
At this age, he's a really good game manager. So if he's playing the point, he can give the guys that need the ball, right? Tyrese Maxey's a guy that needs the ball in his hands, and he can put him in the right spots for him to go downhill and score. Joel Embiid, he's a guy that works in the mid-post area, in the low-post area. So when they need a bucket, LeBron's IQ can just say, hey, look, we need to drop it down low to get an easy basket. Jaylen Brown is another weapon he can have as far as scoring-wise. Right? He has a lot of different weapons if he plays a point. When I'm saying he doesn't need to do a lot, even if he's playing point, he doesn't have to score 30 to 40 points for this team to win. But the biggest thing is that he has other guys that are going to be able to play with him and that he can just take a step back and allow them to be successful.
I'm Jim Rome.
The U.S. Treasury quietly released its official financial report for 2025. It appears by its own numbers, the U.S. government seems insolvent. It's reported that the Treasury shows about $6 trillion in assets and over $47 trillion in liabilities. Add it all up, and it looks like the U.S. owes more than $130 trillion it doesn't have. If that were a family, they'd earn $52,000 a year, spend $73,000, and already be more than $1 million underwater. Any accountant would call that insolvent. So how does the government fix this? It can print money, which erodes your purchasing power, it can raise taxes, or it can cut benefits. And none of those can help to protect you. That's why many people who have something to lose move part of their savings into physical gold and silver, assets that can't be printed, defaulted on, or voted away. Call Monetary Gold at 877-NOW-GOLD for their complimentary gold and silver guide and a no-pressure conversation. That's 877-NOW-GOLD. Call Monetary Gold now at 877-NOW-GOLD. Do it before the next headline, not after. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
The Dan Patrick Show.
I have no problem with what LeBron James did. At this stage in your career, you can do whatever you want. You want to go to Philadelphia because you have the best chance to win? You've earned that right. Chasing rings. But I don't know if you go, I have a chance to decide where I want to go. Let me go to a worse situation. Who does that? It wasn't for basketball reasons. It was for business reasons. And the business of winning another title is what LeBron is all about.
Weekdays, 6 to 9 a.m. on KDUS AM 1060.
Back here on the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060. Plenty more on baseball and their trade deadline and the Diamondbacks as the show moves along. Do want to talk a little football here today on the show. And I'm always troubled. Maybe not troubled. I'm always trepidatious, if I can use that word.
Let's cut that one, Corey.
About overreacting to things when we've had 4 practices, okay? The Cardinals have practiced 4 times since the beginning of training camp. So I want to be very careful with how we talk about certain things. And I do know that the previous 2 years are what I think is leading most of the charge to having this conversation. But it has not been the cleanest start to year 3 for Marvin Harrison Jr. Just hasn't been. First, there was the issues of him, what looked like he was stretching out his back. We learned that it was just cramps, and so they were monitoring that. There was the viral clip that went on social media of Marv dropping that pass, and he dropped another one yesterday. The drops have been an issue. We saw the drops be an issue during the season last year, the Seattle Thursday night game in particular, where he had potentially one of the worst first halves I've seen a receiver have, directly leading to 2 Seattle touchdowns. So there's a lot caked in to year 3 for Marv. And so to have an injury, or at least, cramps that made it look like something was wrong, into the drops, it has been a struggle. How worried should we be? That is what I want to attempt to get to the bottom of here. Because, can I be honest with everybody for just a second? Is that okay? Is that what you want from me here? You want honesty?
Everybody wants honesty here.
I'm not that worried about all this.
All right, do you want me to be honest now?
Yeah.
I'm concerned.
You're concerned. Okay, this is interesting. We didn't discuss this before the show.
We did not.
You're concerned. I'm saying no big deal.
Yeah, and I'll explain why I'm concerned. I think that in a vacuum, this would never bother me. But I don't think you can look at this in a vacuum. I don't think that's appropriate when addressing this situation. Rewind the clock for me a few years back. Remember when Jamar Chase came out of LSU and he had those drops in practice and in the preseason, and everybody was really concerned about it?
It was a national freak out about Jamar Chase dropping the ball in training camp.
Right, and so I never really cared. Jamar Chase is going to be fine. He's going to figure it out. The ball's slightly different without the stripes on it. So I knew that it was going to be fine for Jamar Chase. It has been.
Funny how we don't really talk about that much anymore, considering how good Jamar Chase
nobody
has
brought
been.
it up. Now, with Marv, over the last 2 years, it's been a confidence thing.
Sure.
And I think that immediately to come out of camp and for this to happen, and then the discussion be the following that, he's going to have these drop issues again. This is still lingering. It hasn't changed. That makes me now believe, okay, he still really hasn't had that confidence boost that he needs. And if the media is going to keep talking about it and he's going to keep hearing about it, I don't need this thing to snowball again in year 3.
Okay. There's a difference between today, July 29th, and the first couple of days of practice being a little clunky for Marv.
Correct.
And us having this conversation still at the end of August. I'm with you. If we get to the end of August and this is still an issue, then I'm going to be sounding the alarm bells. I'm going to be concerned about that Marv's never going to be able to put it together as an NFL wide receiver, or at least not to the level where he was drafted.
Yeah.
And look, I'm going to attempt to give him every benefit of the doubt. And so I'm going to point to Jacoby Brissett. First 2 days wasn't really working with the ones, right? I'm going to point to it's a brand new offensive system. I'm going to point to he's still a young player. And now, entering year 3, he's got to learn new coaches. He's got to learn a new system. He's got to learn new vocabulary. It may be a different role that they're asking him to fill, right? Mike LaFleur might come in here and say, listen, this offense is going to run through Jeremiah Love and Trey McBride. So, Marv, you're going to be the wide receiver 1 or wide receiver 2 on paper, but it's going to run through these other 2 guys, and the role is different. And so that takes some getting used to, right? That requires some getting up to speed. So I'm not going to jump the gun and immediately run to, oh my gosh, here we go again. This is going to be another bad year. It's going to be a disaster. What are the Cardinals going to do? I think it's still premature to do that. Can we get a preseason game under our belt?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Can we get a week of training camp practices under our belt?
I think that's extremely fair. My concern comes from a perspective of I just didn't need to hear this early and him get in his head about it because we've seen him get in his head about it so many times.
But he's the number 4 overall pick. Answer the call, man.
Yeah.
But
no,
I mean, it's that
eventually
simple.
That's the answer.
You're talented enough to answer it. We're not having this conversation about a player that we don't think is any good.
That's very true. We're having this conversation about the player you drafted 4th overall, which is almost as a bigger concern.
That he just hasn't panned out yet thus far?
Hasn't panned out. And it's not like drops are a new issue for him. It was an issue last year.
The Seattle game.
The Seattle game.
I just played it on replay.
The San Fran game.
The San Francisco game where he dropped the touchdown.
I mean, those were bad. And that Seattle second half, he was pretty good, actually.
Well, he caught the touchdown, and I mean, you saw it in the celebration of the touchdown.
It's just relief.
The relief. And that was the moment for me where I went, oh, most of this is mental.
Yes.
Most of this is the mental side of things for Marv. And so to your point, you don't want the mental to start off on a bad note. Granted, I agree with you. I would rather him have gotten off to a hot start. But I'm just not going to be overly concerned about 3 or 4 practices. Talk to me in the middle of August.
I think that's really fair. I think that's probably the best point, but this is not the start to camp I wanted to have for Marv, because this is not concerning, but this is climbing that ladder.
Well, and remember, he got hurt in the middle of last year, and so that was when Michael Wilson took over, right?
Correct. That's when he started going really crazy.
The number of reps that he's had with Jacoby Brissett isn't
far between.
Isn't a big number. So there's chemistry that he needs to develop. So yeah, I would hot start, develop that chemistry, understand the offense, find out your role, be on the same page with Mike LaFleur and Nathaniel Hackett. That's the ideal. That would have been the perfect way for all of this to start. It hasn't. But there is still so much time for Marv to respond. There is still so much time. There are 17 games still in front of Marvin Harrison Jr. and this offense for him to be the exact player that we know he can be. And that is the player that was drafted number 4 overall to be a franchise cornerstone wide receiver. I still sit here today believing he can be that player because I've seen flashes of it.
For moments, you've seen it.
And so it's just about channeling it over the course of a season. It's staying healthy. It's being in the right offensive system. It's having good quarterback play. A lot of different factors go into it. But it's also, Marv, to your point, being confident. And so we've got an entire month. We've got 4 preseason games. We've got a lot of time for him to build up that confidence. Let's do a check-in on this at the end. Let's see, does this remain a story? Because if it remains a story, then we got a problem. But is this just one of those early, we're getting back into the flow of things, training camp, we're paying attention to all this stuff. Marv's a big story. He's struggling, so we're going to talk about it. We're going to obsess over it for a couple of days, and then it's going to fade into the background because he settles in? Or does it become a story that grows and grows and grows, kind of like Jacoby Brissett's contract from the end of the offseason all the way up till over the weekend when they finally got the deal done? 480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. We also got you over on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. When we come back, do the Diamondbacks have a closer problem? That's next, the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
Hey listeners, it's Vince Delicio from the Varsity Sports Show. This Saturday, we continue our fall sports previews with a trip over to the home of the 5A defending state football champions, the Desert Mountain Wolves. We'll be joined by an old friend of our program, Coach Conrad Hamilton, and coaches from other sports and players, including our amazing summer team. It's the Varsity Sports Show, Desert Mountain Week, Saturday morning at 10 on AM 1060 and the AM 1060 app, KDUS, Arizona.
You're invited to a very special evening with Boz Scaggs, live in concert. Rhythm Review Tour 2026. Boz Scaggs performing all the hits and more for one night only. Live at Mesa Arts Center, Saturday, September 26th. Boz Scaggs, live in Mesa, Arizona. Get tickets now at mesaartscenter.com.
It's Halloween time at the Disneyland Resort, and Minnie's begun to brew up delights and spine-tingling fun. The cauldron bubbling with mystical flair, summoning spirits that haunt the air. Watch as a giant Mickey pumpkin, a headless horseman, and happy haunts have a ball. Cars Land becomes Radiator Screams. Plus, there are seasonal favorites like Guardians of the Galaxy, Monsters After Dark, and Haunted Mansion Holiday. With tricks and treats at every corner to be seen. Frightful fun for the whole family at the happiest Halloween. Halloween time, August 21st through October 31st. Visit Disneyland.com or contact your travel advisor for important details.
When your auto insurance shows up, every call, every claim, every day, that's a win. J.D. Power has ranked AAA #1 for auto insurance customer satisfaction in the Southwest 2 years running. Get a quote at AAA.com/quote. Visit JDPower.com for details.
Get your to-do list ready. The Home Depot just opened a new store in Buckeye, Arizona. So whether you're making simple upgrades or full-on renovations, the Home Depot has you covered with great prices on tools, materials, rentals, and more. Plus, order online or with the Home Depot app, and you can get it all delivered to your door fast and free. Visit us at 20410 West Roosevelt Street in Buckeye and start your project today with the Home Depot.
Del, yeah. Slow-cooked pork carnitas are back at Del Taco. Simmered in authentic spices for hours and loaded into your favorite Del items. Del Taco's carnitas bring that bold flavor you've been craving. They're available in street tacos, loaded fries, a combo burrito, quesadilla, nachos, and even a big fat taco. You can't hurry flavor like this, but you better hurry into Del Taco because they're only here for a limited time. Get your slow-cooked carnitas today, only at Del Taco. Del, yeah.
For 25 years, Primavera has helped thousands of Arizona students succeed with an accredited world-class education, tuition-free and from home. Don't wait. Enroll today at ChoosePrimavera.com. That's ChoosePrimavera.com.
Ready to tackle each morning with the best sports information coming at you?
I'm going to take a logical approach.
Get that weekday mornings on KDUS AM 1060 from 6 to 9 a.m. with the Dan Patrick Show. Dan Patrick, the Danettes, sports icons, sports legends, celebrities, poll questions. The Dan Patrick Show has it all.
It's a crapshoot.
Be sure to lock your dials to AM 1060 or 100.7 HD2 from 6 to 9 a.m. Mornings just got better.
This story is about us.
Last night, the third blown save of the season for Paul Sewald. Luckily for him, the Diamondbacks were able to survive and pick up the win in extras. But that doesn't avoid the conversation. Do the Diamondbacks have a closer problem? Paul Sewald sitting on the season with a 5.26 ERA. The numbers that stand out to me is the ERA by month because it does not paint a great picture. In May, his ERA was a 3.48. In June, it was a 6.23. And in July, it is sitting north of 8.22. The first half in 34 innings, a 4.24 ERA. In the second half of the season, so post-All-Star break, small sample size, it's just 3 2/3 innings, but it's an ERA 14.73. Producer Evan, are you ready for the stat that I think just gives it away for Paul Sewald right now?
Hit me with it.
First half of the year, 34 innings. So first half meaning pre-All-Star break.
Correct.
34 innings, 7 home runs allowed. 3 2/3 innings, second half of the season, 4 homers allowed.
There it is.
The long ball is killing Paul Sewald right now. 11 homers from your closer is not great to begin with.
No.
But they're coming in bunches right now against him. And look, I think we've talked a decent amount on this show of we know you need the bat. We know you need the rotation arm. Don't forget about the bullpen. Don't forget about adding an arm out there in that pen, right? Everybody wants to add a bat. Everybody looks at the rotation and sees the guys there running out there, not named Merrill Kelly and Eduardo Rodriguez, and they're like, we need somebody. Yes, you're 100% right. They need to add a bat, especially since Max Kepler would be ineligible for the playoffs. They absolutely need to add another arm to this rotation because don't necessarily love the depth right now. But you can't forget about the bullpen. Always good to add an arm. So now the question becomes, do they need to add just an arm or do they need to add the arm? And what I mean by that, do you need to go out and get a high leverage arm? Do you need to call up the Mets about Luke Weaver or A.J. Minter or Brooks Raley? Do you need to call up the Pirates just to see if they would move Mason Miller? Do you need to be poking around for these high leverage arms that could potentially close in a pinch? Is that where the direction needs to go after last night? Now, I don't want to totally overreact to last night, but I thought this team already needed a bullpen arm. And the numbers on Sewald this season are trending in the wrong direction month over month over month. It's not a pretty picture right now. And Torey Lovullo, we mentioned it in the open, kind of leaving the door open a little bit to have somebody else be his closer. The game's about to go to the bottom of the ninth right now. When Erod was up in the eighth inning, and by the way, can we just take a second? What a gutsy, gritty performance today from Eduardo Rodriguez. A bullpen that had to throw some extra innings last night, blew a 6-run lead, confidence maybe shaken just all over the place. You survive, you breathe, but you don't feel good about it. Erod made you feel good today with 8 scoreless. We'll see if they send him back out there. I think he was over 100 pitches. I didn't see what his pitch count was.
I doubt he'll go out there for the 9th, but yeah, certainly made you feel pretty good.
But in the 8th, when he was still out there, the TV broadcast showed me a bullpen cam, and it was Brandon Garcia, and it was Jonathan Loaizaga. It was not Paul Sewald. And the broadcast is now coming back from break, and so in just a moment, we're going to see who is going to be out there to close a 3-0 game. Now, maybe afterwards, Torey Lovullo says, we didn't have Paul available after last night, and it is Brandon Garcia who's going to be in the game right now for the 9th inning. So from one lefty to another, just passing the baton is Eduardo Rodriguez. And the Diamondbacks are going to hope to get out of here with a series win without Paul Sewald. And so I wonder if he gets asked about it after the game. Because I didn't see any post-game comments about Sewald not being available, but that I may have missed them. But if he was available, he was not used today. So
yeah, and I think that one could be the availability thing, but I think bigger than that, it is just let him shake off what happened last night before you send him out there against that same team.
I do think it's telling that he went with a different arm today.
I do too.
Because Paul had 3 days off before this, so you could have very easily run him back out there.
I don't think there's any way, with how little he's pitched in this week specifically until last night, that he's not available.
Especially when I'm of the belief, and I'm sure as an organization they have the same belief, every one of these games is
must win.
Right. I mean, it definitely has that feel to it. I mean, we're 5 days away from the deadline. This is a series against a team that's trying to chase you down. I believe with a win today, this locks up the season series for the Diamondbacks?
Yeah, I believe so. If I remember right, it'll lock up the season series for them with Pittsburgh, which gives you the tiebreaker, which is something to watch for.
We've seen this story. We know tiebreakers are important.
And not even to mention, too, if you win today, you're in the second wild card spot because.
Oh boy. All right. You want to do it? Go ahead. I wasn't going to bring it up.
I wasn't going to do it. I was just saying you're in the second wild card spot
because the
Phillies lost.
Well, the Phillies didn't just lose.
Phillies blew a 6-run lead.
They blew a 6-run lead. Kind of like the Diamondbacks last night.
To the Marlins.
Who, by the way, had lost 12 in a row before sweeping the Phillies.
Yes.
Marlins back, question mark?
Probably not.
So, do they need to go out and get a high-leverage reliever? I wonder if it's now a topic of conversation in the room.
I think it has to be, right?
Because do you have anybody that you immediately want to turn to in the pen? Maybe Loaizaga? You know how I feel about Juan Murillo.
Yeah.
I took his saves over in the...
I know you did. How many saves did he have? 2?
What did I say? 10, I think?
Yeah.
You got that somewhere on a list. That's somewhere. It's written down somewhere. May take us a while to find it.
Juan Murillo this year has 1 save.
Okay, so I'm behind pace a little bit.
Yes, I think you need 10.5.
So I got a ways to go. Yeah, with a win, the Diamondbacks would be tied with the Philadelphia Phillies for the second wild card spot. That's how big today's game is. And by the way, Brandon Garcia is just... But the Pirates lineup stands no chance. Back-to-back strikeouts to start the inning for Brandon Garcia. So looking good.
You feel pretty good.
But yeah, I think they've got to go out and add a reliever. I've always said this. So now the question is, do you go out and get the reliever? And who is the reliever? What does it cost?
I still am pretty hesitant to say that they're going to go get a big-name arm.
In the bullpen?
Yeah.
Let me read to you the big-name arms in the bullpen, okay? Top 5 according to ESPN. Mason Miller.
Okay.
I don't think Mason Miller's getting traded.
No, I don't either.
Aroldis Chapman, I don't think is getting traded. Red Sox, I don't think are moving. Josh Hader.
That's one. We'll see how they play this week.
Is Houston a seller right now?
Yeah, it's going to depend on how they play this week.
Garrett Whitlock. I don't think the Red Sox are sellers.
Correct.
Pete Fairbanks. The Marlins just swept the Phillies. So are they going to...
I don't think they're buyers still.
But, okay, just because they're not buyers, are they sellers? Do you know that for a fact?
No, I don't. They might stand pat.
I mean, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Pete Fairbanks a guy in the winter that we thought would have been a good fit here?
Yes.
As a free agent option?
We talked about Pete Fairbanks.
So, I was kind of on board with that in the winter. I'd be okay with that again.
Yeah.
But of those options, are any of them, again, I'll read the list. Mason Miller, Aroldis Chapman, Josh Hader, Garrett Whitlock, Pete Fairbanks. Are any of them guaranteed available?
No.
No.
Not a single one.
Some of them are on teams where, like the Red Sox, they're not going to sell.
Not at all.
The Padres, I don't think are going to sell. Even if they were going to sell, I don't think a team meets the asking price for Mason Miller. I just don't think a team gets there. Because I think that the ask from San Diego is going to be close to what they gave up for him in the first place with Leo DeVries, who's the second best prospect in all of baseball. So good luck meeting that asking price. Because they're going to want to recoup close to the same value. And Mason Miller's been elite this year.
Elite.
And you still have team control. So I think in fairness to the Padres, they can ask to basically get what they gave up for Mason Miller in the first place.
They're going to need, the D-backs cannot pay that.
Okay, so now do this for me. Bat, starting rotation, bullpen. What's the new order? What's the priority list?
Bullpen.
You have bullpen
rotation, bullpen, bat.
So you think it is more important for this team right now to go after the pitching side than it is with the offense?
Yes. Do you disagree?
I don't know. I still think...
I think they need a starter.
Brendan Pfaadt was really good last night.
I know, but
Merrill Kelly was good. Erod was elite today.
I need one more.
I'm just saying, the three guys that would start...
Doesn't have to be a top-of-the-line guy. I just need one more.
Right. So because it doesn't need to be a top-of-the-line guy, I'm going to make the case that it needs to be a top-of-the-line bullpen arm, and that's why that should be a priority. I would go bullpen, rotation.
The bullpen's been pretty good all year, though. Like I know last night I'm trying not to get the recency bias on it because the bullpen's been pretty decent all year.
They have.
And your starting rotation has been a mess, to say the least.
So you're going rotation, bullpen, bat.
Yeah, I think that's the way I do it.
I think right now, and it's recency bias because the three starters that would start a postseason game for this team right now all looked good their last time out against the Pirates. I'm going to go bullpen, rotation, bat.
Bullpen, rotation, bat.
And I think the reason why the bat...
I think the bat just has to be last.
Well, I think the bat's last only because I don't think they're going to go get a big name.
No, neither do I.
So I don't think it's of the utmost priority when the name that gets brought in is really just going to be a platoon option, a small marginal upgrade. Whereas with the bullpen, I think it can be a sizable upgrade to their back end of the bullpen options.
Yeah, 100% I agree.
The rotation can be a sizable upgrade over Cole Drake and Mitch Pratt, right? Because that's where you're looking for an upgrade.
Correct.
Diamondbacks finish off the win. They finish off the shutout of the Pirates. Take 2 out of 3. 1.5 games in front of Pittsburgh. They now...
Tied for the second wild card.
Tied for the second wild card spot. Get the credit card out, everybody. The Diamondbacks are buyers. Diamondbacks are not sellers. Diamondbacks are going to buy. So get comfortable with that. Get cozy with that. Okay? Because that's what's going to happen in the next 5 days if anybody in baseball decides to make any moves. Diamondbacks are going to be one of those teams. They've got the credit card out. They're going to be making purchases. They've walked into the store. They've got the cart. There's no returns in the cart. We thought, when we parked the car in the store, we thought that we had some returns in the trunk. We thought to ourselves, oh, forgot to return these things the last time I was here to get the store credit. Then you opened up the trunk and you're like, oh, they're not here. Don't have the returns. So you've walked into the store, cart empty. You're ready to load it up. That's where the Diamondbacks are after taking 2 or 3 from Pittsburgh. And by the way, 8-5 in this 13-game stretch.
Exactly what we asked for.
They hit it to a T. Exactly what we said would make me think they could be buyers at the deadline. They did it. 8-5 in a 13-game stretch. 480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. We've also got you over on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. When we come back, Jacoby Brissett got his deal. Will anybody be next? That's next. The lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
It's the lunch break with Chris Schubert.
Jacoby Brissett, a rework deal that's going to pay him $15.5 million this year, guaranteed. This is a fine deal for the Arizona Cardinals. There is no such thing in sports as a bad one-year deal. Jacoby Brissett is a guy that is supposed to get them through this one season, help Mike LaFleur get off to a good start, and then he's going to pass that baton. Oh, by the way, the $15.5 million comes in lower than a bunch of other starters. So among starting quarterbacks, it's either at the bottom or it's close to the bottom.
Live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
I got your picture, I'm coming with you, dear Maria, come in.
All-time low at the Arizona State Fair, Saturday, October 10th at 7 p.m. Part of the 2026 Coliseum Concert Series, presented by the Arizona Lottery.
Why do all the monsters come out at night? Why do we sleep when we want to hide?
All-time low. All seats are reserved and include fair admission. Get your tickets now at azfair.com. Join us for a state of wonder.
To 15-year-old Harper, buying an $80 vintage rock t-shirt is a great investment. To Harper's mom, this logic has a few holes in it. So she helped Harper open a Wells Fargo Clear Access banking account. With no overdraft fees and tools to track spending, Harper's learning, one heavy metal tee at a time. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Terms apply. Visit wellsfargo.com/deposit disclosures for fees and details.
If you're thinking you have low T, well, then it's time to start for free. For a limited time, get prescription testosterone therapy with no startup fee only at Red Mountain Weight Loss. Hey, just because you're getting older doesn't mean you have to feel older. Prescription testosterone restores your get up and go, so you'll feel like you're 20 again. You'll gain more muscle with less effort in the gym and lose that dad bod for good. You'll also think better, sleep better, and your love life will be better. Look, don't be fooled. Nothing boosts testosterone like actual testosterone. So skip the gimmicks and start enjoying life with prescription testosterone. It's a game changer. Prices start as low as $129 per month. So don't wait. Book your video appointment today and they'll waive the startup fee only at Red Mountain Weight Loss. Go to redmountainweightloss.com or dial pound 250 on your phone, keyword Red Mountain. Red Mountain Weight Loss. Real testosterone. Real doctors. Real results.
The Dan Patrick Show.
I have no problem with what LeBron James did. At this stage in your career, you can do whatever you want. You want to go to Philadelphia because you have the best chance to win? You've earned that right. Chasing rings. But I don't know if you go, I have a chance to decide where I want to go. Let me go to a worse situation. Who does that? It wasn't for basketball reasons. It was for business reasons. And the business of winning another title is what LeBron is all about.
Weekdays, 6 to 9 a.m. on KDUS AM 1060.
Back here on the lunch break, wrapping up hour number 1 here of the show. I think we've got a fun dueling draft for you in hour number 2. A very baseball-heavy hour number 2 of the show today.
I'm pumped for our dueling draft.
You're going to lose.
I have a couple questions.
You want to do this now?
Or do you want to do this?
No, you can do it now. Go ahead.
Are we drafting most likely to get traded, or are we attacking big fish?
We are trying
because, Tarek Skubal may not get moved, but,
So that's
a big fish. That should count as 2 points if I get one.
No, that's a decision you have to make. The goal is you are trying to have a list of players that get moved. You don't want to have any zeros on your card. You want to go 5 for 5. So if you want to stay away from the big fish, if you don't want to, wade into the pool of Tarek Skubal, that's your choice. But you're just looking to go 5 for 5. You're looking to put a name on the list that gets traded between now today and Monday. 5 days between today and Monday.
And none yet.
Other than Curtis Mead, who broke his wrist and
done for maybe the rest of the year.
Yeah, which is a huge blow to the Red Sox, who, did the smart thing, jumped the gun, won 15 in a row, said, you know what, we're gonna reward this team, we're gonna make a move.
Yeah.
Traded Connolly early, kind of a surprising move.
And immediately
an injury. So it's basically like you didn't trade for anybody at all.
Correct. And now they have to go back to the drawing board.
Back to the drawing board with 5 days to go. Tough break. Cardinals will be back out at practice today. Jacoby Brissett will be working with the ones, just like he has since signing his new deal with the Cardinals. It's going to pay him $15.5 million for this upcoming season. And so now that deal is done, who else could get an extension? Who else could get some more money, a new deal here between now and the beginning of the season? Is it Paris Johnson Jr. who's next? Do the Cardinals cash in after a good year of Michael Wilson and try to get him under team control before he has another great year under LaFleur's offense and it gets a little more expensive? With Paris Johnson Jr., they've picked up the 5th-year option, so there's not, a rush to do this. But you can maybe get yourself a more team-friendly deal if you offered him something now. Usually you like to take care of these things. And I bring this up because if you're noticing across football in the last couple of days, we're seeing these extensions, right? We saw Jalen Carter get his deal. We're seeing guys who haven't got extensions request trades in Vita Vea. Baker Mayfield's looking for a new deal. Who was it? Grant Delpit just got an extension.
Yeah, that was a little bit heavier than I thought it was going to be, too.
Denzel Ward.
Correct.
Just got a new 2-year, $62 million added onto his deal. So we're in the giving spirit right now across the NFL. This is a time where these things kind of get resolved, and it's mostly quiet for the Cardinals, partly because most of our focus, all of our focus, has been on Jacoby Brissett. But now that the dust is settled and that's in the rearview mirror, I wonder if there is work that can be done on a Paris Johnson Jr. extension. Lock up your left tackle long-term. Set up a linchpin for Mike LaFleur's offense going forward. Same with Michael Wilson. We know that there's going to be a Marv conversation at the end of this next season in that regard. So maybe you do some of the business that you can here now with Michael Wilson, with Paris Johnson Jr. You get it done. I'm more likely to give Paris an extension now than Michael Wilson. I think I'm willing to roll the dice on Michael Wilson having another great season, and all of a sudden it's going to cost me more, rather than maybe overpay now and see a little bit of a decrease in production and have a little buyer's remorse. Because, again, it was one season.
It was just 1 year.
And it was one really hot stretch. So I'm basically paying the going market rate for a wide receiver based on
one 8-week stretch?
Solid stretch. Maybe a little longer than 8 weeks. Maybe it was 10 weeks.
I don't know. I mean, let's break it down here. Let's go game log. But I mean, how much of it do you think comes in that final stretch here? Pull up his 2025 season. So before week, what is this? Give me 1 second. Let me look for his big week. So that's 185 happens in week 10.
Okay.
So 185, 118, 136, 114, 54, 52, 89, 99. We're talking about 300-yard games.
Yeah, in an 8-game stretch.
In an 8-game stretch.
So
now 89 and 99, but that's what it is. It's 300-yard games and, 7 touchdowns in 8 games.
Yeah, and so you would be paying the going market rate or pretty close to it for that.
Correct.
And so, yeah, you run the risk of not doing the deal now. If he has another great season, you're going to have to pay the new going market rate, which is going to be more expensive. We know how this game is played. And, oh, by the way, if he has a great year and Marv has a great year,
and then you're really sitting there.
You might be staring 2 extensions in the face. So I understand the risk there. But 8 games, I'm okay. I'll roll the dice.
It's a bet on 8 weeks. Because before that, do you want me to give you the numbers?
Well, yes, I do, but just real quick. Because the other thing is, what's the worst that happens? The worst thing that could happen if I'm Monty and the Cardinals
is you sign him.
No. Is both Michael Wilson and Marv have breakout campaigns.
And I have to sign
and I got to pay both of them.
No,
I got to pay both of them.
Oh, okay.
In one offseason, I got to pay all that money.
Yeah.
It's not a bad problem to have.
No, I would much rather have that problem.
I think we're okay
but right
if that's
now,
the
I can't
problem.
make a financial commitment when for the first X weeks of the season, here are 9 games. Here is what Michael Wilson did. 5 yards, 11, 5, 15, 16, 44, 40, 61, 34.
So Paris Johnson, yes, I think I would try to do that now. Michael Wilson, I understand why there maybe isn't a ton of movement with that.
Don't need to rush it.
Hour number 1 of the program in the books. The trade landscape continuing to evolve. We've got a dueling draft, but we'll start hour number 2 with a little buy or sell, and we'll do it next. The lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
This is Law Bear. Nothing ruffles my fur more than insurance companies handing injured drivers lowball settlements. Law Bear Auto Accident Attorneys fight for every dollar you deserve. Hurry to lawbear.com. That's lawbear.com. The bear has your back.
The Gorillas, live in Phoenix.
The Mountain Tour 2026. Performing at Mortgage Matchup Center, Friday, October 23rd. With special guests, Little Sims and Deltron 3030. Get ready to feel good all over again. The new album, The Mountain, is out now. Get tickets now at livenation.com.
Got things you don't need? Goodwill can put them to good use. This summer, donate your gently used items and score a 20% off coupon for your next Goodwill treasure hunt. It's a win for your home, a win for your wallet, and a win for the community. Because every donation funds local job training and career development programs. Drive up, drop off, done. Goodwill, a nonprofit, makes donating easy and accepts almost anything. Find a convenient drop-off location at goodwillaz.org today.
Hey, it's Phil Shaver with HomeSmart, and I want to buy your house. I'm a local investor that buys homes for cash all over Maricopa and Pinell County. I buy inherited homes, nice homes, rental homes, homes that are behind on mortgage payments, and I even buy ugly homes that need fixing. Also, are you looking to get closer to market value for your house? As a licensed realtor, I've been able to buy and sell thousands of homes. Since I'm local, you can call me directly on my cell phone, 480-409-9999. Again, that's 480-409-9999. I don't work for a big corporation or hedge fund, so I can only buy 3 to 5 homes per month. There are no fees involved, and you can pick your own close date. The best part is I buy homes as is, so you don't have to worry about doing any repairs. Again, you can call me directly at 480-409-9999, or you can go to my website, gosoldaz.com. That's gosoldaz.com.
Your local Arizona Lottery retailer is full of new and exciting possibilities because draw games just got an upgrade with more prizes, more drawings, and more chances to win. Your favorite draw games like Powerball, The Pick, and Pick 3 are now better than ever. Games start at just $1, so you don't have to pick one. You can play all 4 new and improved draw games today, including the brand new Pick 4 game. Play today at a retailer near you. Arizona Lottery. Love the play.
The KDUS AM 1060 app is brought to you by Law Bear Auto Accident Attorneys. Hurry to lawbear.com.
That's lawbear.com. The bear has your back.
Hour number 2 of the lunch break right here. KDUS AM 1060, streaming on the free KDUS AM 1060 app, and you can watch us on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube channel. Chris Schubert, producer Evan. We open up hour number 2. The hottest takes in the Valley. The hottest sports takes in the Valley. Presented to me by producer Evan. Buy or sell. That's what I have to do with these takes.
Are you ready?
As ready as I'll ever be.
I'm going to ask you this pretty much every day until we get one. The first a notable trade in Major League Baseball will happen today before 5 p.m.
No. No, I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced anything's going to happen between now and Monday.
You are now... sometimes you tell me don't overreact. You get on me because I overreact sometimes. You're overreacting to the deadline right now.
I'm being a little hyperbolic. I do know that trades will happen. I'm just surprised. I'm surprised that the teams that are definitely in it.
I think it's the sellers holding up the market.
Absolutely. And it's the teams that are perceived sellers but haven't fully committed to being sellers that are holding all of this up. Because if you are a guaranteed buyer, right? Like if you're the Dodgers, there's one guy you're looking at. Two guys you're looking at. You're looking at Tarek Skubal, and if Mason Miller can be had, you're paying attention to that too.
Correct.
Well, those two teams
might not be buyers.
Right. And
or might not be sellers.
If you want them to make a move right in this moment, you're going to have to overpay. You're going to have to overwhelm them. And some of these buyers most of these buyers are probably like, no, we'll just wait. We'll wait. We'll let it define itself. I'm just surprised that some of these teams don't want to get a jump on getting players in the building And, as many
getting this done.
Every extra start I can get from the starter that I get, every extra relief outing from a bullpen arm, every at bat, every start that I can get from that lefty power bat that I bring in is vital to my chances. So I am surprised, but to your point, the sellers, or I should say the lack of sellers at this point, is holding up the market. Because if you're a team like the Mets, if you're a team like the Giants, guess what? I'm going to ask for the moon right now.
I was going to say, because right now, I can ask for a price tag because nothing's been set. Like, I control the entire market. And for a team like the Mets, who's going to move Luis Robert Jr., who is probably going to move Luke Weaver, like, they are holding the best bullpen arm probably available if it's not Mason Miller. And that's a lot of power.
And they're probably flexing it, which is why no team is meeting that asking price, and we sit here 5 days out from the deadline, and we haven't had really anything happen.
And I've heard a rumor the Mets love Andrew Painter.
You just keep bringing this up, don't you? They don't love him. I have no idea. I'm just not interested.
Marvin Harrison Jr. will have these problems throughout training camp.
So you're asking me that this is going to continue?
Yeah. Love that. Good confidence there.
Yeah. No, I think he's going to be fine. Now, I'm not sold on the idea that this is going to be a huge breakout year for him and 1,000-yard season, and he announces himself as the wide receiver one. I'm not there.
I think it's going to be a really interesting conversation. We're going to get to this at the end of the year because it'll have to be decided next offseason. The fifth-year option, that's going to be a really interesting conversation when it comes to it.
I think he's going to have a decent year. I don't know if it's going to be a great year, but I think he's going to have a decent year.
Like, you don't see 1,000 yards in the picture for Marvin.
With everything that I've seen thus far,
I can't say I do.
I can't say that I can confidently predict that.
I think that's really fair. I think that's really fair. Miles Bridges will be a fringe all-star as a Sun. Can I tell you something? When I write these buy or sells, specifically the NBA one, specifically the Suns one, like I did this with Mark Williams last year. It's so hard to make an NBA All-Star game because the rosters are so small that it's hard to determine, to give you a buy or sell that isn't them being an All-Star.
Well, if Devin Booker's not going to be the Suns' representative at an All-Star game, I don't think
it's going to be Miles.
I don't think it's going to be Miles Bridges.
That's fair.
I don't think it's going to be Jalen Green. I don't think it's going to be Dylan Brooks.
Yeah.
Like if the one superstar, if I'm allowed to still use that word when describing Devin Booker, I still consider him a superstar. If he can't get in regularly, you're telling me all of a sudden the Miles Bridges is going to do it? No.
I think I agree. No, I'm a no on Miles Bridges. But I thought it'd be interesting, and I couldn't find another marker to give you to be like, yes, he'll do that. But thought that was interesting. Suns there'll be a play-in game. Pete, you know what? How about this one? I've just altered it. Miles Bridges will be the play-in game MVP. Even though that's not a real award, we're gonna start giving it out. I heard a rumor last night, by the way. Speaking of things we love, I'm taking us off the list. So you have the Euro leagues in basketball.
Here we go. All right.
Apparently, the NBA wants to set up some leagues over there.
No, they want to set up an NBA Europe.
Yes.
Yeah, we've talked about this. I think it's been a leftover story a couple of times.
Correct. Now, have you heard about how they're going to implement this?
Sounder, please. Breaking news sounder.
We got a trade?
Well, no, but it's going to probably lead to a trade. Torey Lovello said Paul Sewald is out of the closer's role. He's going to go matchup based in the ninth inning.
Wow.
Today it was Brendan Garcia because they were a pair of lefties, but other days it could be Juan Murillo, Jonathan Loaizaga, Kevin Ginkel. Those are the other names.
This is a big turnaround for Juan Murillo for you.
These are the other names that he mentioned. So we'll see. It is closer by committee.
They're going to make a trade.
You know how I feel about closer by committee.
You hate it.
Because then you don't have a closer. If you're going closer by committee, that means you don't have a closer. And I'm sorry, a team that is hanging on by a thread to a playoff spot, the way the Diamondbacks are right now. And listen, they're right now tied for the second wild card spot, so it's a bit of a mess, a jumbled mess. You got to have an established closer. So I'm sorry, bullpen is the number one priority right now for this team at the deadline.
Ryan Stanek.
He's in St. Louis, isn't he?
Yeah.
Are they going to make a trade?
I don't know.
Is there anybody on San Francisco that you'd want? Is there anybody on Colorado that you would want?
Gosh, you know who I think is really holding this whole
Kansas
thing
City
up?
have
The
anybody?
Jays, man. If the Blue Jays are sellers, you get so many things. Kansas City.
Who's their closer?
Yeah, it's a great question.
I'm trying to focus on teams that we know that are definitive. They're gonna sell, right?
And the Padres being buyers now. It's like,
well, I don't. We're gonna talk about this in the next segment. I don't know if they're buyers, but I'm just not sure they're gonna be sellers.
Alex Lang.
Alex Lang is their closer.
Lang.
How's he been this year? Let me look at 6.33 ERA. No, thank you. Lucas Ursig also has 12 saves, but he's got an ERA north of 5.
And they haven't been very good, so I doubt the bullpen's been very good. It's one of the worst in baseball.
Let's look at who's leading the league in saves. Probably not the best way to do this, but
it's all about opportunity a little.
Right, but at least it gives us a... What? Why are... I'm very confused as to why I'm only seeing guys with one save right now on Fangraphs'
I got it.
leaderboard.
I got it.
This feels like
okay, Cade Smith in Cleveland.
Not going to get traded.
Brian Baker in Tampa.
Not going to get traded.
Mason Miller.
Not going to get traded.
Riley O'Brien in St. Louis.
Not going to get traded.
A 3.67 ERA.
No, St. Louis isn't going to make a trade.
It's a guy that can move if they can get something. Chapman.
Guaranteed this guy has like 18 years of team control.
Like Louis Varland could get traded. He's got 22 saves. He's got the 1.02 ERA.
Who's this guy that you just mentioned to me?
Riley O'Brien.
Riley O'Brien.
I mean, he's been absolutely...
my guy has 4 years of team control after this year. Not happening. Not happening.
What about Jacob Latz?
Who does he play for?
The lefty out of Texas has posted a 1.8 ERA.
The team that's leading the American League West right now? By the way, we're kind of doing the next segment now. This is how complicated it is to make a trade right now.
I mean, Seattle probably won't be sellers.
They might be.
Pete Fairbanks, he's a 6.75 ERA, but he's got 15 saves. Devin Williams.
I don't think they're going to move him.
Okay.
But they could. But that's 2 more years at $16 million a year.
Yohan Dries Gomez. But Minnesota's been making a push. Sir Anthony, not going to get moved. Chicago's up there. Lucas Ursig. Clayton Beeter. Are they going to move anybody in Washington?
Boy, there's not a lot of good options. Hogan Harris from the A's. That might be the guy. A 3.38 ERA. He's only got...
If the Jays trade, I would go get Louis Varland.
Or do we think the Jays are going to be open for business?
I do. They're 10 games under 500.
Okay, you say this.
And every report I've read about them is that they're going to start to be open for business here.
Well, I would hope so. We've got 5 days until the deadline. I would hope that teams start to be open for business, but I'm starting to get a little worried by this.
Right now, the Blue Jays, just so I can give it to you, of where they sit currently. They are 5.5 games out of a wild card.
Yeah, no,
Like, if the Tigers are sellers, the Jays are sellers.
Okay, are the Tigers sellers?
Are we going to do this all week?
Until I see some movement, yes. until the floodgates open, this is exactly what we're going to do every day.
Oh, what segment are we in? Oh, yeah, we're in buy or sell.
Buy or sell. What else you got?
Sorry, everybody.
Sorry, everybody.
That's pretty classic for us. Well, you took one of my buy or sells with the breaking news sound. I'm not
Sorry.
Because my next buy or sell was Paul Sewald won't remain in the closer role.
I'd like to buy that.
We'll buy that. We'll put that in for
and let me
buy with an answer.
Just very quickly, because I don't want this to get lost in the conversation. I think it's the right thing to do.
I do too.
Paul Sewald made it a lot longer in the closer's role than I thought he was at the beginning of the season.
No,
so
I agree.
You tip your cap because he did an outstanding job.
I said he would. I had a buy or sell and a
take a note.
Take a note. Thank you. That he would be done by May.
I mean, it's the end of July. I mean, this is a lot. Hold on.
I mean, we're at the end of July.
Yes, we are. So he made it longer than I thought he was going to. But lately,
this has been quite the saga.
And it's time to make a change. And I think it's a trade is coming.
Yeah.
If this let me say this. Let me say this as clearly as I can. If this team doesn't add a closer at the deadline and they go closer by committee the rest of the season,
they won't make the playoffs.
They deserve to miss the playoffs. They deserve it.
All right, then let me ask you this. The D-backs will add a bullpen arm, a starter, and a bat of some sort all at the trade deadline.
3 dings for the 3 moves. I think I said that they were going to make 4 moves.
Yes. You said 4 total players.
4 total players. I'm feeling pretty good about that.
Are you?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel good.
We're 5 days from the deadline.
Yeah, I know. I feel great. There's going to be a flurry of activity. Call up the Mets right now. Try to get Luke Weaver and Clay Holmes. Get a starter and a reliever all in one move.
There you go. What do you want?
I don't know if the Diamondbacks have what the Mets are looking for because
Waldschmidt.
The Mets are looking for some high-end pitching, like high-end pitching.
Mitch Pratt.
I don't think the Diamondbacks have that. And
I just know a team that has that. You guys are looking for a 1 and a 2.
You know what? Me personally, I'm looking for
somebody
to do something. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for somebody to make a trade. That's all I'm asking for. I'm not greedy. Just somebody do something.
Somebody do something. And we have that as
yeah, it's gonna take you a year to find it, but it's there somewhere.
I unfortunately cannot read really any of your drops. There's so many.
Which is always a disaster for me. That was a buy or sell drop because you hear the music in there?
I love pinpointing these drops.
Of when they were said?
Yeah. The buy or sell drops are always fantastic, and the leftover drops, always fantastic. All right, last one for you. Are you ready?
Am I able to organize these in alphabetical order? Is that something that I can do?
No chance.
Because that would be really helpful. Break out the whiteboard.
All right, last
you got to
one
do something. Found it.
Last one for you.
Okay.
Jeremiah Love.
What about him?
Will have over 10 touchdowns this year.
Oh, wrong. I'll take the under.
That's all I got.
There you have it. Oh, a little late on the buy or sell, but we got distracted by some breaking news of Paul Sewald no longer being the closer for the Arizona Diamondbacks. 480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. We've also got you over on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. When we come back, the trade landscape continues to evolve. And last night was just another example. That's next, the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
Hey listeners, it's Vince Delicio from the Varsity Sports Show. This Saturday, we continue our fall sports previews with a trip over to the home of the 5A defending state football champions, the Desert Mountain Wolves. We'll be joined by an old friend of our program, Coach Conrad Hamilton, and coaches from other sports and players, including our amazing summer team. It's the Varsity Sports Show Desert Mountain Week, Saturday morning at 10 on AM 1060 and the AM 1060 app, KDUS Arizona.
It started with a smell, a weird one, funky, musty, like your gym shoes had a baby with hot queso. Good God. Hey, it's Audrey. And let me guess, you tried it yourself. Big mistake. You left residue, the dirt magnet. It's like putting chapstick on a cactus, just wrong. And in the Valley, if you don't have time for sticky carpets and weird smells and you're too busy surviving the 202 loop, Zero Res can handle it all. With carpets, tile, rugs, upholstery, and basically every surface in your home, they can all be Zero Resified. So it's time to call My Cleaning Pros. They actually just recently helped me with my move out clean and did an amazing job. This month only, get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $129 plus a free hallway and take $100 off your air duct cleaning. Schedule your appointment at ZeroResPhoenix.com or call 480-507-2419 and ask for the KDUS special. Spell it backwards or forwards, it spells the same. Zero Res.
Santana, Oneness Tour 2026. The power, the energy. Come celebrate your favorite hits from Woodstock to Supernatural and beyond. With very special guest, the Doobie Brothers. Friday, August 14th, Mortgage Matchup Center. On sale now at LiveNation.com. Santana and Doobie Brothers, Oneness Tour 2026.
With a Global Credit Card, you earn reward points for every purchase. Use your rewards at checkout at many of your favorite stores, or use points instead of cash when you shop online. You can even use them to book a flight up to 3 days in advance. New York, Vegas, Albuquerque. From groceries to getaways, redeem your way. Apply for your Global Credit Card now at globalcu.org. Global Credit Union, your world of financial possibilities.
I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. Baker Mayfield's NFL journey has been anything but typical for a number 1 overall pick. Instead, it's been defined by setbacks and the ability to prove doubters wrong. After leading Cleveland to its first playoff win in decades, a serious shoulder injury changed everything. The Browns moved on. Carolina became a disaster. And at one point, Mayfield was even taking reps on the scout team defense during practice. Then came Los Angeles, where he reminded people why he was the first pick in the draft. Tampa took a gamble from there, and it paid off big. Mayfield has revived his career, earned 2 Pro Bowl selections, and became the leader the Buccaneers were searching for after Tom Brady's retirement. Now comes the business side. For years, Tampa has enjoyed starting caliber quarterbacks at a discount, but not anymore. The Buccaneers, if they hesitate, there's no shortage of teams willing to pay for one of the best comeback stories. I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. These days, everybody's searching for ways to save on insurance. Scrolling comparison sites, digging through tips, chasing deals. But Liberty Mutual makes it simple. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance to save you money. And when you bundle, those savings really start to come through. It's insurance built for real people with a team that helps you keep what matters most, money. No hassle, just confidence that your coverage is customized with savings in mind. Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local independent agent.
High-quality meat, unbeatable freshness, and family-style commitment to care. It's the Heartland difference. Heartland Steak Co. is your go-to source for premium Midwest meats, delivered straight to your door, including hand-cut selections of USDA Prime and Choice beef. Go to heartlandsteakco.com. Now through August 5th, use promo code BURGERS and get 2 free 4-count packages of premium steak burgers with orders over $149.99. Heartland Steak Co., your one-stop shop for straight-to-your-door Midwest meat. Taste the Heartland difference at heartlandsteakco.com.
Ready to tackle each morning with the best sports information coming at you?
I'm going to take a logical approach.
Get that weekday mornings on KDUS AM 1060 from 6 to 9 a.m. with the Dan Patrick Show. Dan Patrick, the Danettes, sports icons, sports legends, celebrities, poll questions. The Dan Patrick Show has it all.
It's a crapshoot.
Be sure to lock your dials to AM 1060 or 100.7 HD2 from 6 to 9 a.m. Mornings just got better.
This story is about us.
Back here on the lunch break, Diamondbacks finishing up in Pittsburgh, picked up a series win. Now find themselves tied for the second wild card spot in the National League. And this is just a ever-evolving situation right now in baseball. The trade landscape doesn't stay clear for more than maybe 30 minutes at a time when there's baseball going on. Like last night with all the games in action, every 30 minutes it feels like it was changing who's a buyer, who's a seller. Yesterday, the Minnesota Twins come out and say that they're looking to buy at the deadline. What do? They go out there and win after those comments. So all of a sudden, teams that thought that they could add Ryan Jeffers to the middle of their lineup, teams that thought that they could add Joe Ryan to their rotation, now have to rip up those plans because Minnesota is not interested in listening. Minnesota instead is making phone calls just like you are trying to buy. So now somebody else has joined the mix, maybe looking for a starter, looking for a bat for a lineup. Got more complicated for you. How about the Padres, who everybody wants to make a seller because they have one of the most attractive pieces out there in Mason Miller, an elite Hall of Fame level closer that is out there with multiple years of control that could, in the postseason, swing an entire series. Because guess what? That's a dude that's going to come in the fifth or sixth inning of a playoff game and maybe get you 6 to 8, 9 outs in a playoff spot. That is a difference maker to have at the back end of your bullpen. So I understand why people want to make San Diego a seller. Let me check because we've had some action already today. So it has gotten a little more complicated. But I believe the San Diego Padres are just a game and a half out of a playoff spot. And by the way, they're playing the Rockies right now, so they could be stacking up the wins. 2 games back of not just now the third playoff spot, but the second playoff spot. And oh, by the way, the Arizona Diamondbacks currently have the tiebreaker, so they're team number 2. The landscape is evolving constantly. What have we told you? The Mets, the Giants, the Rockies. Those are your sellers in the National League. The A's, the Royals, the Angels. Those are your sellers in the American League. Nobody else. Nobody else has, one way or another, moved into the seller camp. The Blue Jays. Producer Evan just talking about them in buy or sell. 5.5 games out of a playoff spot. You would think that they're sellers. The Cincinnati Reds, 5.5. You would think that they were sellers. Did they not have a huge comeback win yesterday, Producer Evan?
Huge comeback win.
So are they going to buy? It's just an ever-evolving landscape. And it's a picture that remains unclear 5 days out. So I can sit up here and say that I'm surprised that moves haven't been made. But here's the reason why. Here's why we've made it this far, this close to the deadline, and there's been one serious move. Curtis Mead going to the Red Sox. You've got a bunch of teams that don't know what they want to do yet. You got a bunch of teams that are being told that they should be sellers, but they're not really sellers yet. Tarek Skubal started today. Picked up his 1,000th career strikeout. Potentially the last time he pitches for Detroit. Potentially. We don't know. We don't know if Detroit is going to think that they can go on a run here.
It's crazy.
And it just complicates everything. Complicates everything.
This whole trade deadline is going to be right down to the wire and going to be insane. Because I think that there are 4 teams that could be buyers or sellers that still have not decided and probably won't know until Sunday. I think that's the point we're at.
I mean, who does everybody play this weekend? I just mentioned that the Padres finish up with the Rockies today. So what is it on the weekend for them? So tomorrow, Thursday, Reds are playing the Pirates. That's good news. Somebody's going to lose there. You've got the Giants playing the Padres. Royals are playing the Twins. You just don't have, what does the weekend look like? Who do the Padres play over the weekend? Padres play the Giants over the weekend for 4. Twins are going against the Mariners. That could force somebody into a seller conversation. The Rangers play the Astros. That could force somebody into a seller conversation. Phillies are playing the Orioles. They could force the Orioles into selling. It's just so up in the air. And I wonder if there's a lot of teams waiting for somebody else to make the first move to be like, okay, they sold, so we should sell.
I think that's exactly what they're waiting for. But I just don't know. I don't know who's going to be the team that's going to say, like one of those fringe teams that's going to be the first at the podium to sell.
Well, I think what it'll more than likely be is one of these defined sellers getting a deal that they can't say no to and just getting everything started. Because then if you're a team that's also a buyer and another team buys, that's going to create some urgency for you to buy.
100%.
Like if you're the Yankees, right, and you see the Twins buy, you see the Rays buy, you see the Rangers buy, you see any of these division leaders buy, right, you see the White Sox buy, that might create some urgency of, okay, we've now got to make a move because it started here, we got to get involved or else we're going to be left without a dance partner.
100%.
But we're 5 days out, and it is nothing. It's nothing. 480-864-1060 is the phone number. We've also got you over on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream, and that's going to create quite the challenge for us here when we come back because we have a dueling draft, and our dueling draft topic this week is we are trying to draft players that will get traded. We'll do it next, the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
It's the lunch break with Chris Schubert.
Jacoby Brissett, a rework deal that's going to pay him $15.5 million this year, guaranteed. This is a fine deal for the Arizona Cardinals. There is no such thing in sports as a bad one-year deal. Jacoby Brissett is a guy that is supposed to get them through this one season, help Mike LaFleur get off to a good start, and then he's going to pass that baton. Oh, by the way, the $15.5 million comes in lower than a bunch of other starters. So among starting quarterbacks, it's either at the bottom or it's close to the bottom.
Live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Hi, everybody. Jay Leno here. I love doing live stand-up comedy. No politics, no lectures. I'm not giving you my opinion on every issue of the day. Just nothing but jokes. So come by, check it out, and we'll have a lot of fun. Oh, it's clean, too.
Jay Leno live on stage. Friday, November 27th, Salt River Grand Ballroom at Talking Stick Resort. Tickets are on sale now at TalkingStickResort.com.
Come on by. Check out the show.
By the time August rolls around, you've stopped being surprised by the heat. You walk outside, you get in your car, and wait for the AC to catch up. And at the end of the day, the one place you need to be cool is home. Your AC has been running since May, morning, noon, and night. And when it stays hot overnight, it never gets a rest. It just keeps grinding until something gives. At Gettle, we've been doing this for over 85 years. We know what a summer like this does to a system. Call us and make sure your home is the one place the heat can't follow you. GOETTL. We'll keep you cool, but it's hard to spell.
Twin Arrows.
If you're a fan of any sport on the planet, college or pro, then we are right where you want to be.
The place to come when you want to have too much fun.
Real sports fans need a sports book powered by Hard Rock Bet. Follow the money line to Twin Arrows and too much fun.
Twin Arrows.
The best indoor tailgate party in Flagstaff with massive HD screens, cold drinks, game time food specials, and best service is at Arrow Sports Bar. After the game, get back in the game at craps, blackjack, and slots. Now that's too much fun.
The place to come when you want to have too much fun.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
Twin Arrows.
You've waited all year for this moment. Make sure you're prepared when you finally draw back. At Shields, we're right there with you. We have the expertise and premium gear hunters need to gain the edge. Right now, till August 2nd, our hunting sale event is on with savings on the best gear. And if you're a Shields Visa card member, you'll earn extra points on every Shields purchase. Gain the edge you're looking for and save this season at Shields.
The Dan Patrick Show.
I have no problem with what LeBron James did. At this stage in your career, you can do whatever you want. You want to go to Philadelphia because you have the best chance to win? You've earned that right. Chasing rings. But I don't know if you go, I have a chance to decide where I want to go. Let me go to a worse situation. Who does that? It wasn't for basketball reasons. It was for business reasons. And the business of winning another title is what LeBron is all about.
Weekdays, 6 to 9 a.m. on KDUS AM 1060.
Back here on the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060. All right, producer Evan. Whose turn is it to go first?
It is your turn to go first.
I have the number 1 overall pick.
Yes.
In the draft of who's going to get moved at the deadline. That's what we're doing here.
Correct.
There are so many. I want to take Tarek Skubal, but I don't know if the Tigers are going to move him. I may leave him to you, and you can have him on the wraparound if you want him. Definite sellers: Angels, Royals, A's, Mets, Giants, Rockies. The Mets feel like a team that has so many pieces that are going to move. Freddie Peralta, Luis Robert, Tyrone Taylor. The first pick, I would like to submit Brooks Raley as a name that gets moved.
Wow.
Lefty reliever. He's an expiring contract at the end of the year, I believe. So he's going to get moved. The thing with Weaver that worries me, even though he's the best arm out there, he's got another year of control.
Yeah.
And so that's going to make the price tag, best reliever on the market, a year of control. That price tag could get a little high for some teams, and then the Mets might be left out without a deal, and they'd be like, all right, we'll just keep him.
I'll take Luke Weaver.
All right. He's the best reliever available. So
yeah, I'll take Luke Weaver. I think he's a guy who's certainly going to get traded, certainly going to get moved. So I'll start there. And then I wanted to take a bat, and I think that these get really interesting of who are some of the best bats to go. But I go back and forth a little on who this is going to be. Ugh. If the Padres aren't sellers, and the Twins, I thought Ryan Jeffers would get moved. All right, you know what? Give me Tarek Skubal.
So he did it. He went Skubal. So you went Luke Weaver, Tarek Skubal. Okay. Give me Zach Neto, shortstop.
It's an interesting one because if 4 years of control, why are they giving up on him?
Because the Boston Red Sox need a shortstop.
Okay.
And then give me Hunter Goodman.
Go on.
From the Rockies. Oh, I missed the name.
From what team?
You're up. I don't want to give you an answer. Hoping he's on the board when it comes back to me.
All right. So as I'm going through Jeff Passan's names here's where
By the way, I just saw the replay on YouTube of me slamming the table. The entire camera moved.
Yeah, it was bad.
Sorry.
Okay.
Are the Orioles sellers?
That's where I'm in between. I mean, they could sweep the Phillies. So I think the Giants are certainly sellers.
Okay.
I think Luis Ariz will be traded.
Oh, that was the name. That was the name I wanted. That was what made me pound the table in anger.
So, yeah, you pounded the table. I just drafted him. So, give me Luis Ariz. I certainly think he'll be moved. Who else could I see unloading some guys here? And then give me Taylor Ward.
Out of Baltimore?
Yeah.
It's not a bad one. So, all right. So far I have Brooks Raley, Zach Neto, and Hunter Goodman, right?
Correct.
Give me Lane Thomas.
Lane Thomas. The World Series champion, Lane Thomas.
And give me Kevin Gausman.
It's funny, you took a Blue Jay. I'm going to do the same. Give me Dalton Varsho.
You got one more pick, right?
Yeah, I just took Dalton Varsho.
No, but that's your last pick? You're done? You've got 5?
Weaver, Skubal, Arise, Ward, Varsho.
And I have
Raley, Neto, Goodman, Thomas, Gausman.
Can I tell you that I don't feel good about really any of my picks outside of Brooks Raley?
Yeah, I thought Zach Neto was a little early.
Yeah, it was a bit of a reach by me. Lane Thomas is a name that could go?
Lane Thomas is a name that probably will go. I think that was one of your better value picks. Some other names I thought about, to tell you the truth, Jeff McNeil.
Yeah, if the A's are in, if they're in sale mode, yeah. Reed Detmers is a name that could go.
Reed Detmers is a name that could go.
There's a bunch of other Mets that we didn't
Luis
pick.
Robert. Francisco Lindor.
You were earlier, campaigning for the Phillies to trade for Christian Walker.
Yes. I don't know if they're... I mean, the other one, I know they just swept the Phillies, but Sandy...
I don't think they're going to sell. All right.
Neither of us took Peralta.
Can we do this?
Apparently... Yeah, you want to extend it to 7?
No, what I want to do is I want to go through each league, and I want you to declare, is this team a buyer or a seller?
Okay.
Like, definitively.
Do you want me to do it, or do you want me to give them to you?
You can give them to me.
Okay. All right, you know what? And then I'll give them to you. And we're going to go by division. We'll start in the American League.
All right, this is an interesting way to do this instead of just looking at the wild card standings, but okay.
Oh, okay.
It's probably,
we'll just do it
probably
that
an
way.
easier way to do it.
Okay. The Yankees.
The Yankees will be buyers.
The Red Sox.
They will be buyers.
The Guardians. What is this?
The Guardians will be buyers.
Speaking of this, I'm switching to MLB. The ESPN standings there were just broken.
The Guardians will be buyers, but maybe not strong buyers. But they're not going to be sellers.
Okay. The Tampa Bay Rays.
The Tampa Bay Rays will be buyers.
The Chicago White Sox.
They will be buyers.
The Texas Rangers.
They will be buyers.
The Minnesota Twins.
I mean, I'm just going to believe them. They said they're going to be buyers, so they'll be buyers.
The Astros.
The Astros will be not sellers.
Staying pat?
They will be standing pat.
Okay. The Mariners.
Mariners will be sellers.
The Orioles.
The Orioles will be sellers.
Tigers.
The Tigers will be sellers.
Jays.
The Blue Jays will be sellers.
The A's.
Sellers. Royals sellers. Angels sellers.
Okay.
So I think the Mariners are the line.
Okay.
Even though the Mariners are only a game and a half out.
So that's 7 teams in the American League.
And can I tell you what is my deciding factor? It's DePoto. He might sell and buy.
Yes.
He might do the move pieces.
That's what he's done in the past.
So I'm gonna lean sell.
7 teams in the American League. The Dodgers.
Buyers.
The Brewers.
Buyers.
The Braves.
Buyers.
The Cubs.
Buyers.
The Diamondbacks.
Buyers.
The Phillies.
Buyers.
The Nationals.
All of a sudden could be buyers.
The Padres.
Oh boy, the pie. Preller. It's the DePoto thing all over again. Stan Pat. Stan Pat.
The Marlins.
Stan Pat.
The Pirates.
Stan Pat.
The Cardinals.
Stan Pat.
The Reds.
Sellers.
The Mets.
Sellers.
The Giants.
Sellers.
The Rockies.
Sellers.
You have 11 total sellers.
I know, 4 teams.
Only 4
yeah,
teams
that doesn't
in the
feel
National
right.
League.
That doesn't feel right. Somebody else has got to be a seller. Somebody of the Padres, Marlins, and Pirates, and the Cardinals. 2 of those teams got to be sellers. I'm changing my mind on the Cardinals. The Cardinals are sellers now.
All right.
O'Brien's available. Go get him. Go get him.
The Cardinals, in fairness, do have to pass 5 teams.
2-8 in their last 10. They've lost 3 in a row. Minus 13 run differential. Sellers. So I want one more team.
You can decide between the Fish, who just swept the Phillies but are 3-7 in their last 10. The Padres, who are 6-4. The Pirates, and I think you've locked in the Nationals as buyers.
They're all of a sudden a game and a half out of 2 spots in the playoffs. Oh, this is so hard. This is why nothing's happening, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Here you go. This thought exercise is why I'm going to move the Padres to sellers. No. Are the Pirates going to be sellers? No, the Pirates are going to stand pat. Cardinals sellers, Pirates stand pat. Padres or Marlins, who's going to sell? Who's going to sell? It's Preller. You got to apply the Dipoto logic to Preller because it's really Preller logic. It was Dipoto first, now it's Preller. He's taken over. The Padres are going to be set. But then are they going to move Mason Miller? My brain hurts. My brain hurts. Can you help me? My brain hurts.
I think the Padres will be sellers.
And they're going to move Miller?
A.J. Preller has never met a trade he doesn't love.
It's a great point by you. The Padres are going to be sellers. When you just consider when you consider Preller, it's just hard to.
He just loves trading. I don't even think he likes being a buyer. I think he just likes trading.
Yeah, he just likes being involved.
Yeah.
All right. Then I'll make the Padres sellers, and I'll say the Marlins stand pat.
By the way, I want to shout out Lucas over on the YouTube says Skubal at the 2 pick is such a steal. I agree.
It could be.
I think if Skubal gets moved, I should
get what?
I should get 2 points.
You get 1 point.
No.
1 point for every.
Also, Lucas followed up and said if the Nationals buy a bullpen, they're NLCS contenders.
It's not.
He's not wrong.
It's not a bad point by Lucas. If they just went out and got like 3 relievers, they might have a chance.
With how they score.
Right. They've got James Wood and C.J. Abrams could both be MVP candidates if they were a decent team.
The Juan Soto trade.
Oh, I mean, it's just they won that trade.
And Mackenzie Gore, how's he been this year?
They won that trade too. They've done really nice. Foster Griffin looks like a genius move. All right, there you have it. A dueling draft here today on a Wednesday. Boy, that was hard.
They won the. Who did they get in the Max Scherzer trade Turner deal?
They're doing a pretty good job of winning these big trades.
Let's see who they got.
When it's you usually don't win those trades.
No, you never.
You get a ton of prospects that everybody goes ooh ah. Oh.
They got Keibert Ruiz, Josiah Gray,
That trade is not as good now that you're reading it to me, because Keibert Ruiz has never really developed into the offensive catcher that they thought he was going to be.
Last night's hero is in this trade. Gerardo Carrillo.
Geraldo Carrillo is in the Max Scherzer Trey Turner trade. You got to walk me through now how he gets to the Diamondbacks before I throw it to break. How does that happen? He goes to the Nationals.
I'm now looking at this guy's career.
So how does he get from the Nationals to the Diamondbacks?
Just let me pull up his career. So, all right. So in the so he gets traded to the Nationals. He never pitches for them.
Okay.
He never pitches for them. Oh wait, yeah, no, never. And then just gets traded.
But what's the deal?
I don't. I'm looking it up.
Baseball Reference should have it.
Where in his trades page?
If you go all the way down to the bottom, it should be a transactions. And it should tell you how he got to where he got. I'll do it for you. Listen, I'll do it.
Transactions. Not seeing it.
I'll find it. Hold on. So he's traded in the trade for Ruiz and Scherzer and Turner, right?
Correct.
He then signs a minor league deal with the Rangers in 2023. And then he just signed a minor league deal with the Diamondbacks in 2025. So he wasn't part of any move. He just bounced around in a bunch of different places. He's undergone Tommy John surgery, and now he just picked up.
So nobody won the Trey Turner trade, because any team that ends up with Trey Turner, you didn't win.
That trade didn't work out for either side. The return there wasn't great for the Nationals. All right, that being said, let's take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll wrap up today's edition of the show. All the stories we didn't get to here today, we call them the leftovers. We'll get to them next. The lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
Hey listeners, it's Vince Delicio from the Varsity Sports Show. This Saturday, we continue our fall sports previews with a trip over to the home of the 5A defending state football champions, the Desert Mountain Wolves. We'll be joined by an old friend of our program, Coach Conrad Hamilton, and coaches from other sports and players, including our amazing summer team. It's the Varsity Sports Show Desert Mountain Week, Saturday morning at 10 on AM 1060 and the AM 1060 app, KDUS Arizona.
Chicago Sticks, the Windy Cities Tour. Finally, two iconic bands together for the first time. September 1st, Mortgage Matchup Center. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Don't miss Chicago and Sticks. All the hits, your kind of tour.
Winning once, that's a good season. But building a streak, that takes showing up. Every call, every claim, every day. AAA Auto Insurance is ranked #1 for auto insurance customer satisfaction in the Southwest by J.D. Power, 2 years in a row. And we don't take this repeat for granted, because trust isn't a given, it's earned. Join the millions of satisfied drivers who choose AAA Auto Insurance. Get a quote at AAA.com/quote. For J.D. Power 2025 award information, visit JDPower.com/awards.
Oh, hey, Sarah. Did you hear my daughter Katie got Camper of the Week?
That's a big deal.
We got a big deal too, right, Mom?
Honey, shh.
What's that?
Okay, that Hyundai Santa Fe, I only paid.
Nice.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days, or 1.9% APR for 72 months on the Hyundai Tucson, Santa Fe, or Santa Fe Hybrid during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Hurry, offer ends August 3rd. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Orthopedic care. At Abrazo Health, we believe these two words are better together. When joint pain postpones a walk with friends or halts a weekend hike, recruit our orthopedic physicians, surgeons, and physical therapists to join your team. From our minimally invasive advanced technology designed to improve patient outcome to our comprehensive rehabilitation program, start your journey to a pain-free life. Find your partner in care at abrazohealth.com/orthopedics.
Ready to tackle each morning with the best sports information coming at you?
I'm going to take a logical approach.
Get that weekday mornings on KDUS AM 1060 from 6 to 9 a.m. with the Dan Patrick Show. Dan Patrick, the Danettes, sports icons, sports legends, celebrities, poll questions. The Dan Patrick Show has it all.
It's a crapshoot.
Be sure to lock your dials to AM 1060 or 100.7 HD2 from 6 to 9 a.m. Mornings just got better.
This story is about us.
Back to wrap up today's edition of the show. It's time for all the stories we didn't get to here today. We call them the leftovers. Producer Evan puts them together for us. We get to them here. Producer Evan, what do you got today?
What a day in baseball we had, by the way. Just figured I would start there for you.
A lot of day baseball games going on.
Lot of day baseball, and everybody is starting to report to camp. So we got all 32 teams now, I believe, reported. So that's great. There was major talking points yesterday. Did you happen to see C.J. Stroud's fit to the first day?
His
outfit.
His outfit?
Yes.
No. Should I look this up?
He looked like a 6th grader on the first day of school. In like my era of 6th graders. Now they probably dress cooler than this, but like cargo shorts way too long, a t-shirt, and a backpack. That's maybe too big.
What's going on here?
Are you seeing what I'm saying?
What's going on here? He's also, I mean, C.J. Stroud, way more talented than I am, okay? So let me make that clear before I say what I'm about to say. Way more talented, has made more money than I ever will, is playing the most popular sport in the country at the highest level, even though he had a terrible end to a season last year. He's doing things that I could never do.
Yep.
Why is he walking like that?
What? I have so many questions.
Why is he walking like that?
I don't know.
Is he hurt?
I saw this video. It's kind of alarming. Also, Jamar Chase.
He's walking like Malik Neighbors was playing dodgeball.
Yes. Jamar Chase got into a fight in day one of training camp. And then I got a Bleacher Report story that's going to knock your socks off.
Well, I'm not done here, okay? I don't mind the fit because that's kind of what I wear every day here. Is I wear shorts.
You're not an NFL quarterback,
right? But so I can relate to C.J. Stroud. Listen, I'm rolling out of bed. I'm gonna put on pads in practice. I don't need to be all fancy, so I don't mind the fit. It's the way he's walking that's concerning to me. What's going on there? All right, a Bleacher Report story that.
Well, before that I hit you with Jamar Chase got into a fight in day one of practice.
It was a kerfuffle at Bengals camp.
It was.
Not great.
This is a kerfuffle.
Not great.
Yes. I am pumped, by the way, next Tuesday, NFL News Dump.
Oh, it's back.
So.
Not only are we less than a week till the MLB trade deadline, we are less than a week until the NFL News Dump is back in our lives.
Correct. Bleacher Report wrote a story today.
It's almost back, ladies and gentlemen.
Ranking the NFL quarterbacks most likely to lose their starting job during the 2026 season.
Okay, give it to me one more time. We've only got a couple of minutes here.
Yeah, this is the top 5 NFL quarterbacks most likely to lose their starting job during the season.
I would like to attempt.
Okay, I'm going to give you the honorable mentions to start.
Okay.
Bryce Young, that is redonkulous after what Bryce did last year. C.J. Stroud and Daniel Jones. I couldn't disagree with more of those. And now I will allow you to guess the top 5, and I think I agree with pretty much all of these.
Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins, not on the list.
I'm done with the list, then. I'm done with the list. I mean, Kirk Cousins is absolutely going to lose his starting job.
Okay, well, how about start locally?
No, I'm sorry. I'm not going to start locally when the number one answer should be Kirk Cousins. He's going to be replaced by Fernando Mendoza. We did this yesterday. By Halloween. Not on the list. Maybe not number one. Fine. Not on the list. Not an honorable mention. Jacoby Brissett. All right, so the same logic.
Jacoby Brissett.
The same logic that applies to Jacoby Brissett also applies to Kirk Cousins.
Number 3 on the list.
Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray. Number 5 on the list. They're going to rock with 9.
And nobody else in the NFC East. Anybody in the NFC North? No. NFC West? No, I've covered my bases there. NFC South, you already mentioned Bryce. Tua? I mean, I don't know who the starter is in Atlanta.
Technically, they have Penix,
okay,
but it does just say whoever starts in Atlanta.
So whoever's the starter in Atlanta is going to lose that job.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. All right, so that's it for the... Yeah, that's it for the NFC South, I think. I don't think they have Tyler Shuck
Yes,
on
that
there.
is correct. That's it for the NFC, I'll tell you.
So AFC. Nobody in the East, I don't think they're going to have Geno on the list. Anybody in the... Whoever starts for Cleveland. Whoever wins the job for Cleveland, not going to be the starter all season long.
Yes, that is correct.
Is that it?
No, you are missing one, and you may have passed that player.
Geno?
Geno, number 4.
They just don't have a good option behind him.
Cade Klubnik.
Like I said, they don't have a good option behind him.
Cade Klubnik. Klubnik regressed during a disappointing Tigers campaign, despite the down year.
What I said.
Klubnik
Both
still
feet on the ground,
possesses
stand
a
by
quick
what I said.
release, good anticipation, and the ability to escape the rush. While he'll need to improve his processing skills and knack for throwing off rhythm, the potential for Klubnik to emerge as New York's quarterback number 1 is readily apparent.
Allegedly.
Not happening.
Sounds like you do not agree.
No, I don't. I think they're going to add a veteran before the start of the season to slot in behind Geno. I mean, Kirk Cousins is a way better answer than Geno Smith. It's going to do it for us here. Jim Rome is coming up next. Producer Evan, thank you for all that you do. Everybody, have a great rest of your Wednesday. We'll talk to you tomorrow. See ya.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.